You know that voice in your head that says, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm too tired today? That voice is your greatest obstacle. Every time you give in, you undermine your future success. But the good news, you have the power to change the narrative. You can push past that resistance and choose consistency no matter what. Here's the truth. Small, consistent actions will drive your progress far more than a single breakthrough or a sudden burst of inspiration. Consistency isn't glamorous or exciting, but it's the foundation of every achievement. Think about it. If you commit to just one small step forward each day, over time, you'll be miles ahead of those who waited for motivation to strike. Most people give up when things get difficult or when the initial excitement fades. But you're different. You have the ability to persevere when others stop. That's where real growth happens. Success is built in the grind, in those moments of doubt when you feel like quitting but push through anyway. It's in the daily choices that others refuse to make. That's where your true strength lies. It's time to shift your mindset. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about showing up. It's about putting in the work even when progress isn't immediately visible, because every effort you make stacks the odds in your favor. Each action builds on the last, creating momentum, and momentum is what leads to success. Now, let's talk about self-discipline. It's not an inborn trait. It's something you develop through repeated action. The more you commit to consistency, the easier it becomes. At first, it feels like a struggle, but over time, it turns into a habit. Think of it like lifting weights. The first time is tough, but with repetition, you get stronger. Mental toughness isn't something you wake up with one day. It's forged through daily effort. Let's be real. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. Days when doing the work seems like the last thing you want to do. That's normal. Growth happens in those moments of discomfort. When you choose to take action despite the resistance. Pushing through builds not just your skill, but also your character. Here's where you need to shift your approach to your goals. Stop obsessing over the finish line. Don't let the size of your goal overwhelm you. Instead, focus on the process. Learn to love the journey. When you concentrate on daily actions and small wins, the bigger picture falls into place. You stop stressing about the outcome and start trusting in the power of your own consistency. That's when real transformation happens. Think about your routine. It's your armor. It's the system that keeps you on track when motivation fades. That's why routines matter. Your routine is what keeps you disciplined when motivation wears off. It eliminates the need for constant decision-making and ensures you stay on track even when you don't feel like it. A strong routine removes the guesswork. When you know exactly what needs to be done each day, there's no room for hesitation. But here's the key. Your routine has to be built around the habits that align with your goals. If you structure your day with intention, success becomes inevitable. Small, repeated actions create lasting change. When you focus on consistency, the results take care of themselves. Think of the people you admire, the ones who achieve incredible things. They aren't relying on fleeting bursts of motivation. They have systems in place. They show up day after day, whether they feel like it or not. That's what separates them from the rest. The truth is, success isn't about talent or luck. It's about the ability to stay committed when the excitement fades. It's about choosing progress over comfort. It's about understanding that every effort, no matter how small, adds up. So the next time that voice in your head tries to convince you to put things off, silence it. Take action. Because in the end, it's not the big dramatic moments that shape your future. It's the daily decisions you make. And those decisions are entirely within your control. Successful individuals don't rely on willpower alone. They depend on the strength of their routines. By establishing a structured system of non-negotiable daily actions, you eliminate the need for motivation. These actions become second nature, an automatic part of your day. When you commit to showing up consistently, you remove the option of failure, leaving yourself with no choice but to progress. However, let's be honest, consistency demands more than just discipline. It requires you to be both your own biggest supporter and your toughest coach. You must push through discomfort, even when motivation is lacking. The days when you least feel like putting in the effort are the most critical. When you show up, despite resistance, you build confidence, develop resilience, and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Remember this: consistency grants control. The more consistent you are, the more influence you have over your outcomes, your results, your life, your future. If you want to take charge of your destiny, start by taking charge of your daily actions. Success isn't built on occasional efforts. It's forged through repeated intentional habits. The real power of consistency lies in its ability to turn ordinary actions into extraordinary results. It's easy to believe that success comes from one major breakthrough or a single burst of inspiration. In reality, lasting success is the result of small, repeated efforts. Every time you show up, especially when it feels tedious or unexciting, you create momentum. Over time, those consistent efforts accumulate, leading to significant transformation. This is what separates those who reach their goals from those who fall short. One person understands the value of persistence even when progress seems slow, while the other waits for motivation that may never arrive. Consider the compound effect, the principle that small, steady actions lead to exponential results. A little effort each day may seem insignificant at first, but over weeks, months, and years, it compounds into something remarkable. This is how habits are developed, skills are mastered, and resilience is built. Consistency isn't about flashy efforts or quick wins. It's about quiet, steady persistence. It's not about working relentlessly without rest, but about committing to daily progress regardless of immediate results. The more consistently you show up, the more control you gain over your future. Success rewards those who remain committed. It's what separates dreamers from doers. One of the greatest obstacles to consistency is resistance. Resistance takes many forms. Self-doubt, fear, fatigue, or even the discomfort of doing something unfamiliar. That voice in your mind will tell you to take a break, to delay, to wait for the perfect moment. That voice will try to convince you that skipping one day won't make a difference. But every time you give in, you reinforce a habit of avoidance. On the other hand, every time you push through, you strengthen your ability to take action despite resistance. The key to long-term success is learning to silence that inner doubt and keep moving forward. Momentum is built by consistently taking small steps, even when they feel insignificant. Progress doesn't come from waiting for inspiration. It comes from repeated effort. The more you engage in the process, the easier it becomes. Over time, what once felt challenging turns into second nature. The biggest breakthroughs don't come from occasional bursts of effort, but from the discipline to keep showing up. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They're the ones who refuse to quit. They understand that persistence wins over perfection, and that action, no matter how small, always moves them closer to their goals. Excuses will always be there. Discomfort will always try to slow you down. But if you can push past those moments and commit to consistency, you take control of your trajectory. The future isn't shaped by what you do once in a while. It's defined by what you do repeatedly. So when you feel like stopping, remind yourself why you started. When the effort feels tedious, remember that every small action is stacking up to create something greater. Stay consistent, stay committed, and trust that every step you take is leading you towards something extraordinary. Resistance can often delay your efforts or make you feel that it's not the right moment to act. It represents the force that attempts to steer you away from your objectives, convincing you that making progress is more challenging than it truly is. This sensation may manifest as a lack of energy or motivation to continue, or it might feel like the tasks ahead are overwhelming. However, the reality is that resistance is a normal part of personal growth. It indicates that you are pushing beyond your comfort zone, expanding your limits, and striving for something greater. The important thing is not to shy away from it, but to confront it. Each time you overcome resistance, you build greater confidence in your ability to persist. Consider the analogy of lifting weights. The first repetition is always the hardest, yet the more you push through, the stronger you become. The resistance you encounter today will contribute to your strength tomorrow. The most accomplished individuals are not those who never experience resistance. They are the ones who have mastered the ability to push through, showing up even when faced with challenges and continuing to make progress despite discomfort. While resistance may not disappear, every step taken in its presence strengthens your mental resilience. The more you confront it, the less control it has over you. Self-discipline is essential for consistency, yet it is often misconceived as an innate trait reserved for a select few. In reality, self-discipline is a skill that anyone can cultivate with dedication. It involves managing your impulses, emotions, and actions in the face of temptations and distractions, allowing you to remain focused on what truly matters. It's not about achieving perfection or possessing extraordinary willpower. It's about showing up, putting in the effort, and consistently making the right choices, even when it's challenging. Building self-discipline begins with small actions and involves establishing habits that align with your long-term objectives, adhering to them even when motivation wanes. To develop self-discipline, it's important to start with manageable steps. This process involves creating routines that support your long-term ambitions and committing to them even when motivation is low. The key is consistency, not perfection. It's about taking action day after day, even if it feels difficult or if your initial enthusiasm starts to fade. When you stay true to your commitments, regardless of external circumstances, you gradually reinforce your ability to control your impulses. Over time, these small choices compound, and self-discipline becomes a natural part of your behavior. The path to success is never without its challenges. Resistance and distractions are inevitable, but each time you choose to move forward, despite these obstacles, you strengthen not only your self-discipline, but also your confidence in your own abilities. Remember, it's not about avoiding hardships, but about how you respond to them. Successful individuals understand this process deeply. They know that growth isn't linear and that progress often comes with setbacks. But they also know that every setback is an opportunity to develop resilience. With each hurdle you overcome, you refine the skills that will lead to lasting success. In the end, the ability to persist, to continue moving forward in the face of challenges, is what differentiates those who achieve their goals from those who fall short. When you embrace resistance and cultivate self-discipline, you create a powerful foundation for sustained progress and success. Motivation can be fleeting, but it's discipline that truly sets you apart. It's the discipline to get things done when you don't feel like it. Discipline is like a muscle that strengthens every time you choose the more difficult path, whether it's waking up early, tackling a tough task, or resisting distractions. The power of self-discipline lies in its compounding effect. The more disciplined you are in small things, the easier it becomes to handle bigger challenges. As you practice self-control, making disciplined decisions becomes second nature, without the need for constant willpower. By setting clear goals, building routines, and cultivating positive habits, you create an environment where discipline thrives. Over time, it becomes ingrained in your character, driving you towards success. The compound effect is one of the most effective principles for long-term success, yet it's often overlooked in today's world that craves instant gratification. It's the idea that small, consistent actions taken over time can lead to significant results. This principle works in both positive and negative ways. Every choice, no matter how minor, compounds over time, leading to bigger outcomes. A healthy habit practiced regularly can lead to a healthier mind and body, while small negative habits, like skipping workouts or procrastinating, add up to poor results or inaction. What's remarkable about the compound effect is that it doesn't require major changes or enormous efforts. It's about consistently doing the right things, even when you can't see immediate results. Think of it like saving money. If you consistently save a small amount each month, that money compounds into something substantial. The same is true for your efforts. Whether it's reading a book daily, exercising for 20 minutes, or working on your skills bit by bit, each action builds on the last. The compound effect works because it's cumulative. It's easy to underestimate how much small, consistent efforts can pay off over time, but when you stick with them, the results are exponential. Success isn't always about making dramatic moves. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting that those small efforts will eventually add up to something remarkable. Focusing on the process, rather than obsessing over the outcome, is one of the most effective ways to stay motivated and achieve lasting success. While goals are important, as they provide direction, it's easy to get lost in the future and forget the importance of the daily actions that move you forward. Focusing only on the end result can lead to disappointment, frustration, or burnout, especially if you don't see immediate progress. Instead, shift your attention to the process, the daily work and the small steps that contribute to your larger goal. The beauty of this approach is that it brings you into the present moment. You concentrate on what you can control now, rather than worrying about what may or may not happen in the future. Embracing the process means taking pride in the journey, showing up each day, and valuing the effort you put in, regardless of how far you've come. By doing so, you stop measuring success only by the final outcome and begin celebrating the small wins along the way, the consistency, the discipline, and the small victories that shape your path. This mindset shift helps you avoid the trap of impatience. By focusing on the process, you learn to appreciate the grind, find fulfillment in the effort itself, and trust that your consistent actions will lead to the results you want over time. The journey becomes as rewarding as the destination. Rewarding as the destination. When you focus on the process, you build resilience. The daily effort becomes a source of strength, and the results, though they may take time to appear, are inevitable. This approach allows you to enjoy the journey without feeling overwhelmed by the weight of the goal. It's about embracing each step, no matter how small, and understanding that every action contributes to your larger vision. The key to long-term success lies in patience and persistence. While it's easy to get excited about quick wins, it's the consistent, everyday efforts that truly make a difference. The more you stay committed to the process, the more momentum you build. Each day adds another layer to your progress, and before you know it, you're much closer to your goal than you realize. In the face of challenges, it's important to stay grounded in the routine you've built. There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, and times when progress feels slow. But rather than getting discouraged, remind yourself that these are just part of the process. Success isn't a straight line, it's a series of small victories and learning experiences that shape your growth. Keep moving forward even when it feels tough. The final outcome, whether it's personal growth, career achievements, or health improvements, is the result of all these compounded actions. Discipline is what keeps you on track, even when motivation fades. It's about making the right decisions day after day and trusting that these decisions will eventually bring you closer to your ultimate success. The beauty of discipline lies in its ability to create momentum, and when momentum builds, it becomes unstoppable. By focusing on the process, you don't just wait for success, you actively create it. With each step, you're not only moving closer to your goal, but you're becoming the person capable of achieving it. And in the end, the journey and the person you become along the way are just as important as the goal itself. Achieving lasting consistency in life requires a shift in mindset. Most people wait for motivation to arrive before they take action, but this approach is unreliable and often leaves you feeling stuck or frustrated. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like a wave, but consistency is built on habits, and habits are shaped by a mindset that values action over emotion. The key is to change from relying on bursts of motivation to adopting a mindset rooted in discipline, commitment, and resilience. Instead of waiting for inspiration to strike, train yourself to act regardless of your feelings. Decide every day to do what needs to be done, even if you're not feeling motivated. Over time, this shift will retrain your brain to connect consistency with progress. By no longer depending on fluctuating emotions and instead focusing on consistent action, you break free from the cycle of highs and lows that motivation brings. This mindset also helps you view challenges and setbacks as part of the process, not obstacles. When you see each difficulty as an opportunity to learn and grow, your approach to problems changes. Rather than being defeated by setbacks, you become more resilient, resourceful, and determined to stay consistent. This shift doesn't just help you stay on course, it helps you grow throughout the journey, making you stronger and more capable with each step. Embracing discomfort means finding strength in hard moments and pushing through them rather than avoiding them. It's a mindset that recognizes growth, progress, and success often arise from challenges and hardships. On your path to a goal, there will be times when things feel difficult, exhausting, or even unbearable. Your body and mind may urge you to quit, but this is when you must keep moving forward. The power of this concept lies in how it redefines discomfort. Rather than seeing struggle as something to fear, you begin to see it as a sign of growth, that you're pushing beyond your comfort zone and on the right path. This is where the real transformation happens. It's where you develop grit, resilience, and mental toughness. It's where your character is formed. Most people quit when things get hard, which is why they don't reach their full potential. They want the rewards without the effort. But those who embrace the struggle are the ones who develop perseverance. They learn to keep going when every part of them wants to stop. It's in these challenging moments that you learn the most about yourself. How far you can push yourself, what you're truly capable of, and just how much stronger you are than you think. The more you embrace these tough times, the more you'll grow. The more you embrace these tough moments, the more you'll grow. Every step forward, no matter how small, strengthens your resilience. With each obstacle you face, you build the mental fortitude to keep pushing forward. Success isn't defined by how easy the journey is, but by your ability to stay consistent, even when it's hard. When challenges arise, remember that they are not setbacks, but stepping stones. Each challenge gives you a chance to prove your commitment, test your limits, and refine your approach. The ability to endure through discomfort is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who fall short. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel. Over time, your discipline will become second nature. The more you take consistent action, the more your habits will shape your life. You won't have to rely on motivation to get you through. You'll have developed a mindset that naturally pushes you toward progress, regardless of external circumstances. True growth happens when you push through the discomfort. When you face challenges head-on instead of avoiding them, you unlock your potential. The moments that feel the hardest are often the ones that bring the greatest rewards. So keep going, even when it's tough, because it's in these moments that you'll find the strength you never knew you had, and it's through these struggles that you'll ultimately find success. The more you push through discomfort, the easier it becomes to do so the next time. Two of the most effective tools for maintaining consistency in any area of life are accountability and routine. Without accountability, it's easy to let distractions, excuses, or even minor setbacks derail your progress. When you hold yourself accountable, whether to a mentor, coach, friend, or even just yourself, you create a sense of responsibility that drives you to show up. Knowing that someone else is tracking your progress or that you've made a public commitment raises the stakes, keeping you engaged even on days when motivation is low. Equally crucial is building a solid routine. A routine adds structure and removes the need for constant decision-making, which often leads to procrastination. When actions become habitual, they require less mental energy, allowing you to stay focused on your long-term goals instead of getting bogged down by daily decisions. Your routine should be non-negotiable, something you commit to without hesitation, much like brushing your teeth or getting dressed. The more you follow your routine, the more automatic your actions will become, making consistency easier to maintain. Together, accountability and routine act as a safety net. Accountability keeps you focused, reminding you of your goals, while routine provides the discipline to continue making progress even when motivation is absent. This combination helps you overcome resistance and ensures that you continue taking consistent actions toward your larger goals. Self-talk and belief are also critical in maintaining consistency, especially when facing challenges. The way you talk to yourself influences how you approach tasks, respond to setbacks, and view your own potential. Negative self-talk, thinking you're not good enough, doubting your abilities, or believing that success is out of reach, creates mental barriers that make it harder to push through obstacles and stay on course. If you continually reinforce thoughts of failure or inadequacy, these beliefs shape your actions and ultimately limit your success. On the other hand, positive self-talk is a powerful tool that boosts your resilience. When you speak to yourself in a supportive, empowering way, you foster a mindset that expects success, embraces challenges, and welcomes growth. Telling yourself, "I can handle this," "I am capable," or "every step I take brings me closer," transforms the way you show up in your actions. This belief doesn't make the journey easier, but it gives you the strength to keep going, even when things get tough. Your belief in your ability to achieve your goals is essential for consistency. If you don't believe it's possible, you won't put in the effort needed to reach them. Belief is the foundation of action. Belief in yourself is what drives your determination. It transforms challenges into opportunities and setbacks into lessons. When you believe in your potential, you're less likely to be discouraged by obstacles, and you're more likely to stay committed to your goals. Every challenge becomes just another step on the path, not a reason to quit. It's important to understand that consistency doesn't mean perfection. It's about taking small, manageable steps every day, even when things don't go as planned. The key is to keep moving forward regardless of the circumstances. Even on days when you don't feel your best, or when things don't go perfectly, sticking to your routine and staying accountable will keep you on track. Accountability and routine aren't just about willpower. They are systems that support you, making your goals more achievable. They allow you to show up for yourself even when motivation is lacking. In this way, you can maintain steady progress even through difficult periods. Consistency isn't just about achieving goals. It's about creating the right mindset and environment that encourages success. Accountability, routine, and self-belief work together to build a foundation that sustains you through challenges and helps you continue moving toward your goals, one step at a time. By strengthening your belief, staying accountable, and committing to a routine, you empower yourself to achieve consistent, meaningful progress. Each action you take compounds into greater results over time, allowing you to accomplish things that once seemed impossible. Ultimately, success isn't about having all the answers or being motivated every single day. It's about developing a mindset and environment that supports your goals, pushing forward regardless of setbacks. It's about embracing the journey, trusting your ability to succeed, and keeping consistent, no matter what. Your efforts will pay off, and it will become easier to continue pushing forward each day. Strengthening your inner dialogue and cultivating a mindset rooted in belief ensures you remain focused and motivated even during challenging moments. Consistency leads to control. Because the more consistent you are, the more command you have over your actions, life, and outcomes. By committing to showing up every day, regardless of the circumstances, you start to create a predictable path toward your goals, You stop depending on external factors like motivation, timing, or luck, and instead focus on what you can control, your daily actions and habits. Consistency empowers you to shape your environment and progress in ways that align with your vision, giving you the freedom to build the life you desire. Consider this. When you consistently work towards something, you gain a level of control that those who act sporadically or impulsively lack. Whether it's your health, career, or personal growth, consistency means your efforts are steady, intentional, and well-measured. You no longer wait for the perfect moment or the next big opportunity. You create those opportunities with your consistent effort. This continuous effort builds momentum, allowing you to navigate challenges and setbacks with greater ease. Because you're always moving forward, you are prepared for whatever comes your way. The power of consistency lies in its ability to remove uncertainty. Instead of wondering if you will succeed, you know that if you remain consistent, success will follow. You gain confidence in your ability to make progress and stop feeling at the mercy of external circumstances. Consistency puts you in control, steering your actions and ultimately shaping your future. Success isn't reserved for a select few or those who have everything figured out. It is built by those who show up day after day with unwavering consistency. It's in the small, consistent actions, the quiet discipline, and the mental toughness to push through resistance. The more you commit to this process, the more control you gain over your life, your results, and your future. Don't wait for motivation to appear. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Decide now to commit to consistency, to take charge of your journey, and trust that every step forward will bring you closer to the success you deserve. The power is within your grasp. Embrace it and keep moving forward. The path to success is shaped by daily choices. The key is to remain committed to the process, regardless of obstacles or distractions. Every small action, no matter how insignificant it may seem, adds up over time. This steady, focused approach will carry you through even the most difficult moments. By taking consistent action, you begin to build a solid foundation for your goals. You aren't relying on chance or external validation. Instead, you are creating your own success. Each step, each effort, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. The beauty of this journey is that consistency doesn't require perfection. It's about showing up, staying disciplined, and making progress even when things aren't going smoothly. You don't need to wait for everything to align perfectly because success is built on doing what you can, when you can, with what you have. As you continue to take consistent action, you'll notice that things start to shift. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach begin to materialize. Challenges that once felt insurmountable become manageable, and setbacks become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. This is the power of consistency at work. It turns effort into results. Remember, every effort counts. Your actions today are building your tomorrow. Even when you can't see immediate results, trust the process. Keep moving forward with purpose and confidence. The results will follow because consistency always pays off. Embrace the power of consistency and you'll find yourself in full control of your destiny. The journey may not always be easy, but every step you take will bring you closer to the life you're striving for. So, make that commitment today and let your consistency define your path to success.